arguably a novelty song from a novelty band, but with an opening line of feigning joy and surprise at the gifts we despise, over mulled wine, and getting a choir, a kids choir nonetheless, to essentially sing Bell End as a Christmas song. You gotta give them some credit for having their tongues quite firmly on their cheeks. Anyway, jovial Christmas banter aside, this is the part where I go into a bit more detail and point out some subtle things that can help make all the difference in making it sound tight. The first band's pretty straightforward. I don't have an awful lot to say about that, but what I do have something to say about is the next part. So I've put the vibrato line up there on the tab, but I did a very controlled vibrato, and I was thinking I could even put this in as bends because I made the guitars do the exact same. It's in between a bend and vibrato, isn't it? Just to help the harmony. So I was going. So rather than it just being a kind of wild thing, it was really controlled. 1, 2, 3. So it's kind of 3 dips and bends. So you could see it as bends, but it's just a lot neater to put in as a vibrato, and then I thought I can obviously talk about it in this bit and explain what I was doing. Next bit as well, fairly straightforward. You're just doing from the bend, release to a pull off. And then a bit of subtle vibrato on the 10th fret, it's going to sound good. And then here, I mean, you got a wee bit of legato because you got this note, then the hammer, pull off, and slide. Bit of vibrato if you want. This could be a wee bit tricky here. I've put it as a pre-bend. If you're struggling, you could just play the 15th fret. But what I'm suggesting you do is you pre-bend the 14th fret up to the 15th and bring it back to pitch because you get this nice thing going on. Then another little bit of legato that I've just done is hammers and pull-offs. So hitting the 14, hammer onto the 15, pull off to the 14, pull off to the 12. Next 2 notes, pretty self-explanatory. And then this bit. Yeah, so basically you're doing a bend and then kind of bending it down a little bit and then back up. I'm playing it 3 times, so it's actually very similar to the vibrato we did in the very first bar, except this time we're picking the notes. The next bar sees the same idea as the second bar, where you're coming down from the bend, releasing it, pulling off to the 10th, and again you could put some vibrato on there. Same legato as before, and then what we do at the end here is a nice slow bend up to pitch, and then when you're in pitch, I did a kind of a triplet thing. Although I suppose actually the song's in 6/8, so it isn't triplets at all, it's just 8th notes. So yeah, I'm going, sorry there, so I'm bending up. Again, you can see this as a like small controlled bends rather than vibrato because it is quite slow. And the reason I did this was to sync up with the 2 guitars so they'd sound almost like one guitar. Now, sometimes it's cool to kind of just put vibrato on one and leave the other, or do no vibrato, or do 2 different types of vibrato, but with this one I just really wanted it to sound like it was one kind of united thing. And that's a really good way of doing it, is making sure if you're doing a harmony part with someone that you guys are doing the same sort of vibrato, or you're doing it in time with each other, if you want it to sound as tight as possible. The harmony part is almost exactly the same in terms of how I approached it. I'll just go through it anyway. So you got that bend, and the same sort of vibrato, the release, the pull off, a bit of vibrato if you want, 17th fret, and then the same hammer pull, slide, kind of legato thing. And then we've got a full tone pre-bend here. So before it was just a semitone, because this is the harmony part, it's got up a tone, coming down. And then here I just went 17, 19, go back to the 17. Now I might have got this wrong, but I've listened to it quite closely and I think that's what this guitar does. After that, 14, 15, pretty simple. And then you got that same idea as I did in the first guitar part. That kind of whining bend really, isn't it? And you're pulling off to the 14. Then we've got same kind of legato as before. And then I chose to do this one on the E string. Don't know why. You could have do it up on the 19th fret on the B if you really wanted, but I've done it here. So again, a slow bend, and then the same kind of vibrato as the other guitar to help meld them together. together. Admittedly, a somewhat weak attempt at a Christmas or festive video. I mean, I don't even have tinsel or a bauble or a novelty shirt on or Christmas ale or a hat or anything. Note to self, must try harder for Christmas. All that aside, hopefully you learned something from the video, got something new from it, if nothing else, just a new cool lick to play. And while the cheesy twin lead lines of The Darkness is a great Christmas tune, for me, I don't think anything is going to top what Rage Against the Machine got the Christmas #1 spot. Cool, so I'm trying out my new format again here. I played at full speed, so I played it slowed down, and I talked about the nuances and stuff, so hopefully that'll kind of cater for like a wider range of learning styles. If you enjoyed the content and you'd like to see more, please do consider to share, like, comment and subscribe if you feel so inclined. Cheers guys.
Be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes!